All right, people. Haven't done this in a minute, so let me get straight to it. On my prior videos, I think I ended up mentioning this. On Bitcoin, on the weekly, there's a 3 candle box. I've been talking about this strategy on my other videos. Eventually, I end up making a clip from it. That way, you guys can just go to the clip area instead of seeing the whole video, because I don't know which part of my videos I mentioned this, but I have. So typically the first candle, let me take my indicator off. First candle, no matter daily, 1 hour candle, 2 hour candle, whatever. First candle will give you the resistance, especially when there's a new zone. The next one will give you the support. And then the third one, it has to play out depending on what candle it is. So if this one was a weekly, I knew that the last 3 days wasn't any important. I noticed that S&P was climbing to its all-time high. So was Bitcoin, but then recently this week, starting Monday, as the S&P was getting ready to lift off, Bitcoin was actually going down. See. So the S&P ended up was breaking it up, making new all-time highs. Meanwhile, Bitcoin was going down in Ethereum. It didn't make sense. Then I was keeping an eye on Ethereum because Ethereum's your indicator really when it's gonna stop, how it's gonna set up. I gotta look at Ethereum. Ethereum shot up above its 3 monthly all-time high that it couldn't pass since 2023, I think, or 2024, one of those two. I think 2024. And so when it came down, it came back down to those levels. So I was like, okay, like you see S&P 500 breaking it up, creating a all-time high. I was like, what's gonna happen? I told the homie, Bitcoin, Ethereum is gonna go down, but around Wednesday, Thursday, it should be stabilizing, and then that way during the weekend, it can start hanging on up from like Thursday, Friday, especially Friday, start going on up or whatnot. And that's what I was waiting for, Ethereum. And then now, if that plays out, and that's what's playing out right now, you're seeing Ethereum kicking up, and then now you're seeing Bitcoin keep inside of this box. So just imagine, I'm gonna get rid of all my shit. Just imagine, yes. Come on, buddy. All right, so then, just imagine there's a box right here, and then mark down the weekly resistance, turn it into blue. Your support. Then you go to the daily, see where there are any other important resistance that then I come across. Not just that, but also the Fibonacci's. So the daily is gonna be orange. And again, I mentioned in other videos how this was important, creating, stabilizing, sustaining this floating island, I call it, that Bitcoin just created. Markets do this shit when they create new prices. They either end up falling, being a fake out, and going back down, or they create this floating island where they create support. Here was the Monday move that I talked about. And then here you see it stabilize, getting back on the island, which to me was bullishness. And then you see Ethereum how it's holding above that 3 monthly, not breaking that 3 monthly resistance that just broke. I was like bullishness. And then you see how the market was, especially like bullishness. I was like, this is gonna recover. Like there's no way the market is gonna keep on dumping when you have the actual S&P 500 breaking on up. It's dumb. Um, then you have your daily here, daily. Shouldn't really put it or whatnot, but there you go. Let me put my indicator back on. Go to the 12. And also this indicator right here tells me where the cushion is at for this hour. So for this hour right here, it's telling me, hey, as long as we sustain above this green cushion, we're still bullishness. So you see the fall, you see it closing above it. All that to me was bullishness. And then you see it shooting up, the green light, we're going up. I texted homie fucking yesterday. I told him, hey, around 2:30 Arizona time, like, hey, Bitcoin and Ethereum are gonna start going up from here on. And then you look at Ethereum. And then this purple dotted line right here are the 3 monthly that it just went below and it was testing. And that's why I told the homie, they look towards Thursday, Friday. Wednesday, Thursday, you're going to see it stabilize it. And Friday, Saturday, you should start seeing it go back up again. And that's what's happening right now. So you're going to see that happening, you guys. As long as the market, probably Ethereum's going to break this or hold here. And either by Sunday or Sunday evening as the market opens with the NASDAQ. And Trump probably tweets something about having a deal or something positive. Unless he doesn't, the market's gonna fucking not open that crazy. He's just gonna open where it left out, which is still good. Because now we're gonna be waiting for earnings on Wednesday and Thursday, and then Powell on Thursday, and then also tariffs at the end on Friday. So Trump must tweet something that's gonna make the market go up, especially coming towards Sunday. And you should see Bitcoin again by the all-time high again, and everything recover. So while people will just pay attention to Bitcoin, or people that just, and a bunch of fucking people, 80% of people don't know how to read the graphs. They just follow YouTubers, or they know a friend, or follow a certain coin. But that's how they get informed. But if you can read these graphs, you can understand them. If you can understand Ethereum, Bitcoin, you can understand what's happening with the regular market, how it's acting. You can see how it's gonna play out in the next couple of days. Because these patterns keep on happening with Bitcoin and Ethereum, where at the end of the week, it's when they'll stabilize and let you know what's happening over the weekend with the actual market. Now, Ethereum and Bitcoin start falling down somewhat and go back to where they were, or a little bit like this hour right here, before it kind of goes back down and touches that 50 Fibonacci right here, then it's going to tell you that the deals didn't really go off with Europe or whatnot, or even if it goes a little bit more, especially coming towards the end of the day tomorrow, which is the end of the week for crypto whatnot. Whereas, like, if you see it coming more higher towards the end of the day, then that's going to tell you that good news with the market, and Ethereum's going to end up closing not the first week, but it's important because it's going to close the week prior to the actual month closing. So it's very important, because this now from right here, yeah. Anyways, all this screaming bullishness, you guys, whether it be altcoins, fucking all these whatnot, it's gonna happen. All right, try to make this shit short, but that's all, folks. This is Brian C. Chris.